Christian life. Our Christian life really is our prayer life. And I was just praying specifically Saturday that God would give me the opportunity to at least talk to one person. And he did. Dad asked me to go get the oil changed in his truck. And the young man there, his name is Rick. And it was at the oil changing place at Blair's. And I just really had a really good talk with him. And he said, it's really hard to believe that we're all really sinners, that we're really born into sin, it's hard for people to admit, that they really are sinners, and that they're not really, really good. But I got to tell him about Christ and how Christ is the only way to be forgiven for sin. And it was really good, and he really listened well. And I told him to come to church, so maybe he will. But it was neat how God answered that prayer. And then I just got to go have some ice cream and things like that with the Chandlers. And Mrs. Chandler said that she has work for me to do this summer if I wanted to do that for a job. And that's what I've been praying for, too. So God answered that prayer, and that's something that I really would rather do anyway. So God's just so good, and he really gives us the desires of our heart whenever we delight in him. So I was just really thankful for that.
A nice testimony for our encouragement tonight, and we'll be praying for Rick. I'm trying to think if Rick's the one that's he got kind of dark hair, but kind of graying a little bit, has some facial hair or not? No facial hair.
No,
He doesn't.
very clean.
Very clean cut. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know him for sure there. I know a few of the other people that are there. Aaron Wilk, I think, and his dad are both there. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll be praying for him, though. And just like Jackie said, just starting out, Lord, give me an opportunity to share Christ with somebody this week. And he was faithful in bringing somebody your way to do that. A reminder for us to be doing that, isn't it? And like Jackie said, I appreciate that really our walk with the Lord, a major part is just our prayer life. And if you're like me, we struggle with that, don't we? We struggle with taking the time to be able to be on our knees before the Lord and pray to him. The busyness of life just kind of takes in, and we need to be about that, though, don't we? And I know that when I'm faithful there, I really see things happen. Yep, just like Jack said, that God gives you the desires of your heart. So thank you, Jackie, for that. Anybody else have anything to share tonight? Shelley, oh, the Holy Spirit got her. I could see it. I saw it. Go on.
I just want to, I'm very grateful that Kelly has been coming and she's been bringing the kids. And I want to kind of key off of what Jackie said. Please be praying for Joe. I know everybody is, but just be praying for him that Kelly will tell me things, little things. He's wearing down. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. God is working on him. Just please keep praying for Joe that God will just speak to his heart and just give him the desire to bring his family to church. And I want to thank you. Help me. We made a mad dash to Billings today, Kelly and I, and we had a nice visit on the way. And she told me, she said, it was really hard for me she said, I knew that I wanted to come back to church. I knew that I needed to be there. I knew that God wanted me to be there. She said, it was really hard for me to come back. Because I know I hurt people. I know I hurt them, and I know that the things that I did were wrong, and I knew that I didn't deserve to come back. But she said, Dick and Carol and Kurt and Sandy and Harlan, she said everybody's been they've showed me love that I don't deserve. And I just want to thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you reaching out to her. None of us deserve to be here. But I appreciate you guys reaching out to her and making her feel like she can come back and be loved and be forgiven. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I know that's hard for my wife to share, and I appreciate it when the Lord gets a hold of her heart too, and she does, because it encourages our hearts. And even though it's hard for us at times to share and to cry, but the Lord wants us to hear those things, being appreciative to one another and what the Lord's doing in each one of our lives for others. I think, along with what Shelley said, if Kelly would have come and not felt welcome, like people felt that they didn't want to have anything to do with her, she wouldn't have wanted to come back. But feeling welcomed and loved by those that are here, want to keep her coming back. And I know that I was over here at the beginning of the week. I've just been enjoying a little bit of time with Janessa at just different times with what I'm doing. If I come over here, since she's been at the house and Kyler's watching them, I might just bring her over here with me and move around. Well, I was working on that door a little bit with that, putting that closure and stuff on there, and she was moving around in the building. She sat I think right about where Dick and Carol are, and I could hear her rustling with the paper. Well, she had the Bible out, and then she had a hymnal out, and she was kind of flipping through them and looking at them. And then she come over here, and she was sitting right where Sandy is. She's sitting on the piano, playing on the piano there a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it was quiet. Usually when it's quiet, something's something's going on. Well, she was still at the piano, so I knew there's something. So I happened to just look over. I was right there, and she has this smile on her face, and there's little pieces of paper all over. And Sandy keeps I think they're like hulls there that she has over there on the piano sometimes, and she has this hull in her hand. She didn't quite have it in her mouth yet, but it's nice, and I know that she running back and forth, she'll go up that to the front, and I don't know how she says it. Sometimes I just can't. Kyler's pretty good about mocking how she says things, but she talks about Sunday school a little bit, and I don't know how she says it, but she even said a little bit this afternoon. Again, we were talking about being over at the church, and so even as small as she is, thinking about Sunday school, or a place that she knows that she can go, or the opportunity to be there, being young like that, what an amazing thing. And like Shelley said, it's because she's felt welcome that she's come and bringing the kids, and it's making an impression on Janessa, even as young as she is. Church, Sunday school, those things, and important. So I thank you too. And we got to pray for Joe. He was over, I think they were over, was it last night, and they had dinner with us and stuff, and we had opportunity to be with them a little. So I'd love to see him here, love to see him be a part of church and to learn and to grow, and for his whole family to grow together. So we do need to pray. Thanks, hon, for sharing that and encouraging our hearts. And the Lord helped you. Brother Kurt was praying for you. Anybody else tonight? Anything to share in the Lord? Are you Sandy? Sandy has something. Yep.
I just think of that Janessa too. And I think, I look back, on my life, and I'm so thankful I was raised in church, even though, we all look good and cleaned up at our age, and perfect, right? Not perfect, but what I mean. People don't know what we've been through, but just the walking away from God and doing my own thing and that. But boy, I'm so thankful for that foundation. That when my madness is all over, I'm back in church and serving the Lord. But thank God for a good Bible-believing church that these kids can grow up in.
I echo that too, because I took Shelley and I a long time to find and settle in to really a good Bible-believing church and what it ought to be and what the direction of it ought to be. And we moved around a lot. I thank the Lord for it, though, because he showed us a lot of things through it. But I look back to our kids, too. I mean, there's a foundation of the Lord, but yet there's some scatteredness in there from going to different churches. And just to have your family in a good, sound church all their days, that's an amazing thing. I really think it is. Mm-hmm. Anybody else to share tonight? That wind's really blowing out there now. Oh, Brother Kurt, come up and